A very good evening to you. Thank you for staying with TV3. This is News 360 live from our studio here at Adisa Way in Accra. I am Martin Asiedu Date.
And I am Aisha Kubuhalid. Coming up, headlines.
360 Headlines is brought to you by Chemical Paint, Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal.
Ghana Journalists Association President urges President Akufo-Addo to declare a state of emergency to deal with illegal mining. Meanwhile, organized labor deadline for government to act is passed on Monday, September 30.
Also coming up, 4 media journalists honored at the 28th GJA Awards. Details in a jiffy.
An independent presidential candidate and leader of the Movement for Change, Alan Tremantin, joins calls for release of 42 Democracy Hub protesters.
And later in the bulletin, the inspiring story of lawyer Adjoa Amponsa Dapa Fraley, who has a neurodivergent disorder, a secondary dystonia and cerebral palsy.
In international news, Marburg virus in Rwanda kills 6 people.
We have details of all these stories and more. Be part of the show. Let's hear what your thoughts are on the many stories we have for you tonight.
Independent presidential candidate and leader of the Movement for Change, John Alan Tremantin, has condemned the arrest and remand of 42 protesters, calling for their immediate release. Alan Tremantin described the actions of law enforcement as unlawful and accused the government of using intimidation tactics to suppress the voice of the youth.
In a strongly worded statement, Alan Tremantin emphasized that Democracy Hub protesters were exercising their democratic right to express grievances and urged the authorities to respect their constitutional freedoms.
Today, I join many Ghanaians from all over the country in expressing my utter dismay and condemnation for the continued incarceration of several young Ghanaians belonging to the Democracy Hub who took to the streets a few days ago to express their anger and frustration at the government's inability to deal drastically and substantively with the challenge of illegal mining, otherwise referred to as Galamsey.
The Movement for Change leader criticized the police for what he termed unjustifiable arrest, arguing that the demonstration was peaceful and conducted in the right direction.
It is within the constitutional rights of any and every Ghanaian to express freely their opinions and to assemble in pursuit of their constitutional right of freedom of speech, expression, and movement. It is beyond my wildest imagination to believe how the Ghana Police Service could have supervised a demonstration for a continuous period of 3 days and thereafter bring charges of unlawful assembly.
Alan Tremantin called on the Attorney General to discontinue the case against the protesters. He accused the government of using the justice system as a tool to stifle dissent.
My appeal to the Attorney General is to file an application for nolle prosequi to terminate the criminal case, or at worst, not to oppose an application for bail or the application for the abridgment of the period for which the accused persons have been remanded in custody.
Alan Tremantin reiterated that peaceful protests are an integral part of a functioning democracy, adding that the government's use of force and legal threats against its citizens was a worrying sign of democratic backsliding. As the case moves forward, all eyes will be on how the government responds to growing pressure from both the opposition and the public.
Let's go to one of our headline stories we have for you this evening, and the deadline given by organized labor for government to act over the menace of illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey, expires on Monday the 30th of September. That's actually tomorrow. Their ultimatum comes in the wake of pressure which has been mounted on government to take steps to deal with the menace of illegal mining. Organized labor wants government to ban all forms of mining and declare a state of emergency in Galamsey-ravaged communities. According to organized labor, given the dire nature of the threat Ghana faces, organized labor, among others, called for the revocation of forest, the cessation of forest reserve Amendment Instrument 2023, that is the LI 234, and the signing of a pact banning Galamsey by all political parties. Now they have indicated that failure to do so, they will advise themselves. Let's find out what kind of interaction they have had with government following their indication of a call on government to take decisive action in dealing with the Galamsey canker on our water bodies and in our environment. Thomas Musa Tanko is the General Secretary of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, one of the key stakeholders when it comes to organized labor in the country. He's joined us via Zoom for a quick chat this evening. Mr. Tanko, good evening. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Good evening to your good self, together with all your viewers.
Right, to start with, we know that you've been engaging, or you gave government an ultimatum which expires tomorrow. Following that, you've also had some interactions. In the first place, government set up a 5-member interministerial committee to meet with you and have a discussion about how to go about managing the illegal mining concern. What are the fallouts that came up after the meeting, and how are we proceeding?
So thank you very much. The meeting with the committee, nothing changed, except that 2 more items were added. Now this time around, all politicians, all the political parties that are vying for the general elections to make a commitment to the fight against Galamsey. So in addition to this, the 4 out of the 5 outstanding issues that were brought up earlier on still outstanding. Then these were: number 1, the declaration of the state of emergency; number 2, the revocation of the LI that gives mandate to people to engage in mining in our forest reserve, and also the Galamsey activities, and all those, the LI should be revoked. Number 3, the military and the police should be given a free hand to operate. All the machines that are being used, all those things should be moved out of our forest reserve. And the last one is that we need a special court to try all those engaging in Galamsey, and to that extent destroy our forest that has led us to between life and death. So this is where we are. Nothing has changed.
And that deadline after the meeting with government expires tomorrow. How are we proceeding?
Yeah, so I think 30th September, which is tomorrow, is a long day, and we believe that things can still change. But if nothing happens tomorrow, certainly on Tuesday, organized labor will meet to discuss the way forward.
So it is not that organized labor already knows the specific action you will take if government fails to meet these 5 issues you've raised with them. It is after the expiration of the ultimatum that you will need to decide your next line of action.
So if you read our earlier letter carefully, you could see that we indicated that all cards are on the table. So depending upon what happens tomorrow, when we meet on Tuesday, that will tell us the kind of card to play going forward. So Tuesday will determine the way forward.
Right. But between then and now, have you had any positive feedback, or based on how government has acted in the last few days, any form of inkling that government is actually taking steps to address the concerns you raised?
No, nothing happened. You know, after the meeting, there were some issues that came up in the media regarding there were some fallouts out of the meeting. So that also did not help for any further engagement, because it looks like the meetings themselves are becoming like a trap for one side. And normally when you are engaging in negotiations, you engage in what we call good faith. You put all your cards on the table, and I also put all my cards on the table. But if it is the case that we are engaging, and at the end of the day, things that even didn't happen at the place, you hear it on social media and all that, and people's image and their reputations are being damaged, then it creates problem for further social dialogue. So since that particular meeting of the 5 ministers, there has not been any meeting again, and we are just waiting that our demands will be met by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana. And like I have said, if nothing happens tomorrow, yes, on Tuesday, organize labor will meet to determine the way forward.
All right. We are thankful to you for your time this evening, Thomas Musa Tanko.
Very much, and God bless you.
Right, and bless you too. Thomas Musa Tanko is the General Secretary of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT.
Well, still staying on issues on illegal mining, the call for action on tackling illegal mining, popularly referred to as Galamsey, has intensified. President of the Ghana Journalists Association, Albert Kwabena urged President Akufo-Addo to declare a state of emergency over water bodies before the end of his tenure. He was speaking at the 28th award ceremony of the association's 75th anniversary.
The government has come under severe criticism over its inability to deal with the illegal mining menace, Galamsey, which has devastated large swaths of forest cover and has left water bodies heavily polluted. Labor unions, civil society organizations, environmental activists, professional bodies, the minority caucus of parliament, and the media have all called for more bold and radical measures to end the illegal mining menace. Already, the Ghana Water Company has warned it cannot guarantee water in parts of the country if Galamsey is not checked. Despite these calls, little to nothing has been done. Speaking at the 28th Ghana Journalists Association Award celebration, President of the association, Albert Kwabena criticized the loud silence of President Akufo-Addo over the situation.
Mr. President, the father of the nation, made a firm vow to stop Galamsey, but regrettably, that promise has not been fulfilled, Mr. President. You are barely 3 months until the end of the administration, and we are hopeful that you will deal with the situation before you leave office. We still maintain that a state of emergency must be declared over our water bodies, and all planned and active mining concessions overlapping with river buffers should be abrogated, and all mining activities within 100 meters buffer of all rivers and streams should be halted with immediate effect. We also reiterate that LI 2462 should be repealed immediately.
Albert Kwabena also called on the government, the Judiciary Service and the Ghana Police Service to take steps to release protesters who were arrested during the Democracy Hub protest.
We note some excesses and provocations that occurred during the demonstration, and the GJA condemned these excesses in no uncertain terms. However, we also believe that remanding the protesters for 2 weeks is too extreme and does not send positive signals when it comes to protecting human rights. Our constitution mandates us to protect the human rights of citizens in this country, and as the president, I will lead that charge. As a result, we add our voice to calls on the government, police, and the judiciary to take steps to release the protesters immediately.
Despite Ghana's lower rank in press freedom, President Akufo-Addo says his government remains committed to ensuring media freedom from attacks.
I remain deeply committed to ensuring that the media in Ghana remains free, vibrant, and independent. Media freedom is not a privilege, but a right enshrined in our Constitution, and it must be jealously guarded.
The 28th Ghana Journalists Association Awards celebrated the hard work, resilience, and professionalism of journalists in Ghana.
And well, it was good news there for Media General, because 4 of our colleagues have been honored for were honored for their sterling performance and impactful storytelling prowess at the 28th Ghana Journalists Association Awards. Castro Senyala, Bill Ishen, Godwin Asedeba, and Stanley Niblu were among other 30 journalists who were recognized on the night.
The awards recognize 32 journalists, media organizations, and content programs. Journalists from Media General won 4 awards that night. Castro Senyala, the Upper East Regional Correspondent, won the Crime and Court Reporting category.
This journalist comes from TV3, from the Media General stables. With a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, shall we congratulate Castro Senyala?
With an online story that vividly detailed how the border community of Manyoro in the Upper East region initiated the construction of a police station to curb cross-border crimes.
Right, this award means a lot to me. It's an encouragement, first of all, to do more, to go into the rural communities and report more on issues, especially in my area that I like so much, issues of crime and security and courts. This award is going to give me those wings that I need to do more and write more as far as issues concerning, security, court and crime is concerned.
3 sports journalist Bill Ishen was named the best reporter in the disability category. His story about a disabled high jumper served as an encouragement to persons living with disabilities. Bill Ishen's recognition is a testament to his unwavering passion for sports and development.
Excited knowing that the kind of stories I do has gotten me this far, and it more or less pushes me to want to do as much as possible to try and make an impact as a journalist.
So what more should Ghanaians expect from you?
A lot more stories, a lot more impactful stories, one that, a lot of people would, admire and, cherish and, love each and every single time. It just pushes me to want to do more and more and more every day. It's just that kind of motivation that you need as a journalist when you're recognized like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner for this award category goes to Godwin Asedeba, Media General Godwin Asedeba. A round of applause.
Godwin Asedeba won the Health Reporter of the Year. Titled "My Period is Not a Shame," Asedeba's report highlighted the significant challenges teenage girls face in securing menstrual pads, with some resorting to inappropriate materials when menstruation begins. His story also drew government attention to the issue and the need for a solution, particularly among young women.
It feels really great as a journalist who is passionate about telling health stories. I just feel this is humbling. It's just the icing on the cake. It is going to motivate me to do more. And the story that actually won me this award is My Period is Not a Shame. And as a male who was tackling an angle of young girls who were struggling to get sanitary pads, it was just disheartening. It was heartbreaking. And telling the story, I just wanted to give it my all. And I am excited today that the board has been able to recognize how important the topic is, and also going further to give me this recognition as well. It's humbling.
Sit down.
For his investigative documentary that exposed a black market involving the sale of semen by a cartel of hookup ladies to suspected ritualists in the Upper West region, Stanley Niblo was named the Best Documentary Reporter of the Year. Titled "The Sperm Merchants," the documentary served as an eye-opener for patrons of sex workers, especially in Accra.
For daring to go where many won't dare, and for exposing this bizarre phenomenon, you are hereby awarded the Documentary Online Award. Ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause, help me welcome onto the stage the winner for this award, Stanley Niblew, Media General.
At the time when I was working on the story, I didn't know that this story would bring me here today, but hey, here I am. I think that this recognition is in order, and it is just to propel me for greater heights. It is to urge me to do more in the years to come. So I'm very happy.
What should Ghanaians expect from you?
Currently, the work I do, and I'm working on other projects, other mind-blowing projects, stories. So what I can tell our viewers, the viewers of Media General and TV3 in particular, is that they should keep watching TV3 and that we are going to continue giving them compelling content.
Richard Adeti of Reporters Without Borders was named the PAV Answer Journalist of the Year.
Big congratulations to our colleagues. All the hard work has paid off. To some more news this evening, quote, "I want to be the face of disability in Africa," unquote. These are the words of lawyer Adjoa Mponsa Dapa Freely, who has a neurodivergent disorder, secondary dystonia, and cerebral palsy. Portia Gabo tells her story and how she's using her voice to advocate for the rights of persons with disability in Ghana.
I'm 5G. I'm tenacious. I'm equally very stubborn. And also, I'm a risk taker.
Adjoa Mponsa Dapa Freely was not born with disability.
Medical negligence, that's what my mom told. My mom says she remembered the nurse being drunk. She remembered the nurse not really know what she was doing. So she realized that, hey, I'm changing color. I was turning purple. So when she realized that, then she told the nurse. And the nurse shut her down. And so she had to just fight. By the end of the day, it was too late. When she called for help, the damage had been done.
Although she was born in Ghana, she grew up in Japan and the UK and was not aware she was different until she relocated to Ghana.
I woke up to my mom and I said, Mama, is there something wrong with me? People ran away from me. So I can actually get anxiety attacks and panic attacks. And I would say, I'm still dealing with it, even in a working space.
She recounted experiencing stigma and discrimination.
In university, man, they didn't know what was wrong with me. Then one of them said in Cuba, the water child. When you have cerebral palsy, autism, they will call you those kind of names. I came home and I asked my mom, somebody called me in Cuba. And she was like, if you were in Cuba, then I'm sorry. You're mistaken.
She owes her success to her parents' support.
We did not do much. It was the handwork of God. When she was going to SS, then I asked her, Elsie, this is the first time that you are going out. So you face discrimination there. People will look down upon you. Then she said, oh, I don't care. I'm clever than them, so I don't care whatever that they do.
The human rights lawyer, old student of Archbishop Porter's Girls, wife and mother of one, explained why she pursued law.
I chose the legal profession because I don't want any girl or boy born with the condition of disability to grow up the way I did. To grow up the way that, Ghanaian treated me while I came home. It was just to be able to transform something.
Adjoa is currently the country lead for AD International Ghana, an organization at the forefront of driving positive change for vulnerable groups, especially persons with disabilities and women with disabilities.
We are going to finance, we are going to give support to women-led organizations, especially women with disabilities, so that we are going to help them foster and build a civil society group that it will be able to fight against it and to help Ghana sign and ratify the ADP.
She called for an inclusive society, urging an end to stigma and discrimination. Adjoa had an advice for persons with disability.
If God did not kill me when I was the baby, actually everything why I'm here. And I don't want to get I'm there and then God will ask me, hey, Adjoa, tell me, what did you what did you do what did you do with all the talent I gave you? And then my written was like, oh God, but I had a condition that the Bible says that because you're disabled, you be judged differently. No. So there's something in you that only you can do. I always say it all the time. Listen, life is not fair. It's not going to be fair. Life will never be fair to anybody, with or without a disability. But you can make it happen for yourself.
Osha Gabo, TV3 News.
Goes without saying, disability is not inability. We see how her advocacy to champion the cause and the rights of people with disability on the continent and beyond goes further. Still on health-related matters, breast cancer is the most prevalent type of cancer in Ghana. Among every 100 female cancer deaths, 29 are attributed to breast cancer. At the launch of the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Pinktober as it is called, the Breast Society of Ghana is calling for an end to stigma and support for breast cancer patients.
Joycelyn, Margaret, Gina, Ruth and Abeku are persons who were diagnosed with breast cancer with different outcomes. Unfortunately, Margaret died, while the rest are survivors sharing stories of hope.
If you are going through this, know that you are not alone. People have gone through it and they have survived, including myself.
Breast cancer remains the most common cancer and the leading cause of death among women. It affects women and a small proportion of men.
Let me show you the scars on my chest. I'm alive, and that's the most important thing. One morning when I was going to work, I put on my singlet. Then a dot of blood came from the left side, showed in the singlet. So I took off the singlet, I squeezed it, blood came. But it wasn't paining me. And I didn't know anything about male breast cancer. I couldn't do anything. There was this still voice telling me, go and cut your breast, go and cut your breast. So I went, booked, then we went to theater. After he's done the surgery, he went, I think he took it to the lab. And the result came that there's cancer at the left side.
The incidence of breast cancer in Ghana continues to rise steadily despite advances in treatments and improving outcomes.
A national screening program will be the way to go. I think we could actually start slowly or start in small facets where we have different organizations helping to screen. Ideally, this is something that the Ministry of Health or the Ghana Health Service for that matter should take up so that we have screening programs and timed visits to the doctors. If we are able to do this on a national scale, it will help.
Stigmatization continues to be a significant problem impacting the patient's journey through treatment.
I've seen husbands leaving their wives because they think they are no more women again. Those are difficult. If I had not come out to tell others that I survived breast cancer, who would have known? Nothing shows. Yes, I'm living with one breast, but we have something to support it, just like somebody losing the arm or the leg. We mentioned there was a lady that your station TV3 even captured just this year, April. Gifty died in June, just because of 800 cedis. Yeah, she needed 800 cedis, and it took more than 1 year for her to get that money. The cancer didn't wait.
According to the Breast Society of Ghana, in 2019, the direct annual cost of breast cancer was 7,514,935.8 cedis in Ghana. Patients pay a median amount of 31,021 cedis for active treatment in a year.
The government is doing a whole lot with the NHIS covering breast cancer treatment. There are some aspects that completely covers. There's this new, very expensive drug, it's completely taken, but there are some aspects not yet on the national health insurance. So we are grateful, but we ask that they do more and broaden the scope of items that the national health insurance covers.
This year's Pinktober, a month to increase breast cancer awareness, is on the theme, Stop the Stigma, Be Supportive.
Still watching News 360 on TV3. Stay with us. We have many more stories for you after the break.
The sun
just like you.
Why? Do I want to play all day?
You are growing.
Why? Do I like to hold you close and very near? Why do we always choose self-care?
Because you get to sleep soundly.
Soft Care Baby Diapers uses liquid lock technology that absorbs water and holds it at the bottom, offering your baby long-lasting dryness.
Do we always choose self-care?
Soft Care.
Very soft.
Hello everyone, my name is Huda and I'm here with Nanama and we're here to take you through What's Right. So Nanama, what do we mean when we say what's right?
On this space, we are going to be giving you tidbits on the law of human trafficking. We are going to be talking about the myths, the facts. We are going to be talking about our rights, what is right or wrong in accordance with the laws of Ghana.
Sounds enlightening. Watch out for our very first episode, but before then, like, share and subscribe so you don't miss out on What's Right.
You know, 1 bucket of flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior. You know, 1 bucket of flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
How can we solve the unemployment crisis in Ghana? Yes, Massa.
By using formula 133.
Can you expatiate?
Say, this simply means 1 job, 3 shifts, 3 people. That is the Mahama 24-hour economy policy. Under this policy, businesses will be given tax incentives, cheaper electricity, financial support, and security support services to encourage them to work 24/7 by adopting 3 work shifts of 8 hours each. This will triple job opportunities in the country. This policy will boost production, increase productivity, and generate well-paying jobs in all participating businesses and public organizations.
Excellent. The 24-hour policy will be a game changer.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Choose the perfect prize every week and stand to win your choice of exciting prizes. All to get more of what matters to you. Exclusive to Betway. Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
Tasty Tom tomato mix. Fakakra. Na ye bebre. Fakakra yang kwani stew. Dodwa ope.
Tasty Tom dear. It will surely give you value for money. Steak and little is enough to get our desired quantity of stew and soup, and it doesn't color your meat or chicken.
Tasty Tom tomato mix into handwriting and sada. Into customers bar never.
I don't compromise on the quality of my food. Use Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix. This advert is FDA approved.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, Soft Care always stays with you.
New Soft Care Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
Soft Care. Protect your lead.
Thank you for staying with us on News 360. We are still staying on matters of health, and in her 30s, Matilda shares her story with my colleague Ekia Oferiwa-Darko about her diagnosis of hypertension, also known as high blood pressure, is bringing fears of the unknown into her life. With hypertension cases on the rise, health experts recommend that adhering to hypertensive treatment is key. There's more in the following report.
Being a major contributing factor for heart disease, the burden of hypertension, like any other low and middle income country, has increased significantly in the last decade in Ghana. On average, 1 in 4 adults in Ghana has hypertension. The mother of 3, Matilda, recounts the events leading to her diagnosis of hypertension, that's high blood pressure.
Last week Monday, me I said makuma bomb.
I started experiencing dizziness and heart palpitations, so I collapsed and was rushed to the 37 military hospital.
And I see me body so now me say that be. Now me cry me and they say it can happen.
She tells me this is the most dreaded news ever to hear because of the psychological tensions she has been experiencing since she heard about her diagnosis.
Sometimes it's a one watch a better simple.
Now, I barely do nothing and I'm afraid I'll die because I've heard that most people with BP are likely to die.
I caught up with Matilda when she was being prepped to undergo an ECG scan, which is an electrocardiogram, a quick test to check the heartbeat. Matilda's diagnostic medical sonographer, Mildred Frimpong, said she receives cases from the age group between 20 to 40 years who have either been diagnosed with all types of heart-related diseases, especially hypertension.
So when we talk of hypertension, it has to do with the blood being pushed out of the heart, coming under high pressure, and then it tends to narrow the vessels that's the blood is supposed to pass through. When there is too much pressure, the vessels are narrowed, so the blood doesn't feel free to move to where they are supposed to. Because with a stroke, usually we have what we do here, vascular ultrasound, and that is to check the vessels. So usually people with stroke survival, we check the vessels to see if there is any clots.
A pharmacist, Victoria Adams, said with the required treatment with antihypertensive medications and a healthy lifestyle, one's blood pressure will be controlled and hypertension can be well managed.
If you've been diagnosed with any kind of heart disease, I would encourage you to actually comply and take your medications the way you've been advised to take it. I've personally seen patients who had very high blood pressure and they actually complied and took their medications the way they were supposed to. And today their story is very different.
Although Matilda was completely unaware she had extremely high blood pressure, putting her at increased risk of a heart attack or stroke, what she did right was seeking medical attention. Within the few days, she started experiencing symptoms of high blood pressure. For TV3 News, Ekiofuriwa Dakon, Accra.
Well, we stay on issues relating to health and your heart. From the minute you are born, your heart is doing a dual job, and it pumps about 60 to 100 times a minute at the heart rate at every moment of your entire life. As important as this organ is, maintaining a healthy lifestyle is a major priority to keep your heart safe from cardiovascular diseases. A report by Ekiofuriwa Dakon.
Shortness of breath from minimal movements or low impact activities, a feeling of tightness or pressure around your heart, and weakness in your arms or legs are some indicators you need to be aware of to determine if your heart health is at risk of a heart disease.
It's important to take good care of our heart. The heart is like the car engine, so it's the engine in our body. If the heart goes down, our complete health goes down.
According to the president of the Ghanaian Society of Cardiology and a cardiologist at the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital, Dr. Collins Kokoro, currently heart disease is affecting the productive group of Ghanaians, and this is a worrying concern.
The people who need to be alive so that they can work to build this economy, they are becoming weak. They cannot do the work that they do. They are getting sick. And so we need to take care of our heart so that we can have good heart health.
Although there is the genetic aspect of heart disease, Dr. Collins Kokoro reiterated that the fast way of life, such as the consumption of junk foods, could put one at risk for premature heart disease and high blood pressure.
First, we used to have a very good lifestyle where the ordinary things that we do every day gives us some exercise, the food that we ate also was healthy, but all these have changed. So now what we are having is we are doing less activity, and the same people that we are being less active, we are the same people eating all the what we call junk food.
80% of deaths as a result of cardiovascular disease is preventable. Globally, this necessitated the decision for it to be declared as a public health emergency.
It's a public health emergency, and that is the reason why we are calling for policies, we are calling for national actions to tackle this. The action means that there should be a national strategic plan to combat the non-communicable diseases and especially cardiovascular disease.
Having your blood pressure and blood sugar monitored regularly is also an important way to keep your heart healthy. For TV3 News, Ekiofeyi Wadako reporting.
The Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital has established an ultra-modern center to perform minimally invasive surgeries. This medical innovation, which is a breakaway from traditional surgeries, will aid remarkable difference in the lives of patients and address congestion in theatres. My colleague Christian Yale joined a team of doctors to tour the all-new Urology and Nephrology Center.
The center is fitted with state-of-the-art equipment to offer all forms of surgeries for diseases that affect the genitourinary system of patients. The Urology and Nephrology Center of Excellence marks a new era in surgical care delivery at Korle-Bu, Ghana's premier tertiary healthcare institution. With the minimally invasive surgeries, patients will experience less pain, less discomfort, and early recovery from surgery.
There are quite a large number of surgical conditions that can be tackled laparoscopically. As we are evolving, more and more techniques are being involved to increase that scope. So generally quite a number of the things that were done open previously are amenable to laparoscopic surgery as well.
Doctors at the center make small cuts and few stitches during this type of surgery. It is laparoscopic, so they use a thin tube-like instrument with the help of a camera to guide the surgery, what can also be termed as a pinhole camera surgery. This helps in viewing a patient's pathology under a wide magnification.
So the benefits of laparoscopy are quite varied. It's quite a number. It reduces the, should I say, stress on the patient when it comes to their physiology in terms of undertaking a surgery. It also helps, cosmetically is better because they use minimally invasive procedures, so the incisions are smaller. And then generally the patients go home earlier. It's a shorter admission time, they go home earlier, and generally better for the patient as a whole.
While a surgery is ongoing, a live feed is shown to other doctors outside the theatre room. This helps reduce congestion in the theatre, but also serves as a training avenue for young doctors who can interact with the doctors performing the surgery.
This training affords residents the opportunity to be able to get in-depth knowledge in laparoscopy training, to be able to watch and interact with facilitators, and to be able to ask questions that they may not necessarily be able to do if they were watching a video from somewhere else. We've learned quite a number of things. We've learned port placement, we've learned how to dissect. We've also been practicing with endo boxes as well.
Patients who have already experienced the new wards want the place maintained. The Korle-Bu Urology and Nephrology Center of Excellence promises a future of medical innovation with the new dawn of minimally invasive surgeries. Christian Yale, TV3 News, Korle-Bu.
Stay with us. We have the latest in the world of sports for you right after the break.
Ghana for the Governor Krum, still on the 276 store, and we are determined to enter every corner in Ghana and expose the level of deprivation in this country. It's the 12 pillars, remember, the 12 ministries, number 12 on the ballot, the new force, Nana Kwame Bediako.
Yeah, tall. We're gonna have your friend 276. Consistency tall.
Am I here, my dear? Idea. Nemo, a dear Dika Jabi. Minim Sam Mabruna, Moan, Dodona, a here, Juma. Mamma Pomu Yamun Casa. Now, we can choose the Paco Biswa. I say, who's a Comotina Yodia. And you'll be the discovery. Every 12 months, Biano. If you assist, one can sound so age as a son. Now, I'm the same catcher, I say. At the country of Ghana, Abria channel. Nina free and Casa. Jenna Yaduni. That's why there's what? The new world with the 12 pillars, 12 ministries, 12 policies, and number 12 on the ballot. This is apostolic. This is divine. This is chosen. And remember, there was a time in Ghana that a young man called Nana Kwame woke up for you. It's not the end. This is the beginning of a new revolution.
Premier League, La Liga, and Serie A games on DSTV Compact for only 300 cedis a month.
Choose the perfect prize for you every week and stand to win your choice of exciting prizes. All to get more of what matters to you. Exclusive to Betway. Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
Hello there, good evening and welcome to the sports segment here on News 360. My name is Bill Ishen. Now on to our first story. Nations FC and Hearts of Oak played out a goalless draw at the Dr. Kwame Chase Stadium in Abrankase on Sunday afternoon, with both teams failing to find a winning touch despite their efforts. Nations FC, fresh from a victory over Aduana, dominated possession compared to Hearts. The Phobians, buoyed by their first win of the season against Bechem United, showed more attacking intent, registering 14 goals attempts to Nations 11. Brekum Chelsea and Asante Kotoko also played out a 1-1 draw at the Golden City Park on Sunday afternoon. Kotoko started strong, taking the lead just 3 minutes into the game through Che Dramina. However, Brekum Chelsea found their equalizer in the 60th minute, with captain Fuseni Zakaria slotting home to bring the host level. Now here's how Nations FC coach Kasim Mengo reacted after the draw against Hearts of Oak.
How I want them to play. You see me shouting at the time, they should put the ball down. We don't play long balls. When you watch our clips, you see we start our build up from the goalkeeper to the midfield, always in transition. So I wonder how they were keeping the long ball. We, when we play the long balls, we are not used to it. We find it difficult in breaking. I was shouting, repeating, shouting. I don't know why they were still continuing kicking. When cheap, young apostles, they were very, very tough at their home. So I would say, young. The 4 matches that we played, young apostles for the team that gave us very, very tough time. I was not relieved. I say one thing, no, definitely you will get a goal. That was my hope. And it didn't materialize. So I will take it like that.
Now here are the results in the Ghana Premier League for match day 4. Mediama SC continued their fine form, winning against Basake Holy Stars away from home. Bechem United defeated Dreams FC by 1-0. Brekum Chelsea drew 1-1 with Asante Kotoko. Heart of Lions drew 0-0 with BNE Gold Stars. Karela defeated Lagos Cities by 2-0. Nations and Hearts drew 0-0. Samatex defeated Vision FC by 2-1, and Young Apostles defeated Aduana Stars by 3-2. Now to some other stories, Dreams Ladies defeated Ampem Darkoa FC by 2 goals to 1 at the final of the Women's Super Cup earlier on Sunday to become the first Northern Zone side to clinch the trophy. Sarah Nyako and captain Stella Nyamiche scored for Dreams Ladies, and Victoria Banfo got the consolation from Ampem Darkoa. Stella Nyamiche was adjudged the player of the tournament, and Azaka's Ladies won bronze after they defeated Faith Ladies by 2 goals to 0. Let's move on to the Premier League, where Tottenham piled more pressure on Erik ten Hag's position as Manchester United manager with a dominant 3-0 win at Old Trafford. The result leaves the Red Devils at the bottom half of the Premier League table as questions continue to linger on the suitability of the Manchester United coach.
Pattern today, it could be one end to the other.
Wow, look at this.
Great pace, must be!
Wow.
Brennan Johnson continues the hot streak that he's been on. Here's Kulusevski, it's 2! Tottenham scored early in the first half, and they've done it again in the second period. Dan Kulusevski's first goal of the season. Will be the player to take this. By Solanke, was it? Tottenham get their 3rd. Good up for the cause today. That's it. All over. It is.
That's it for the sports segment here on News 360. My name is Billy Shen. There's more news after the break.
Yo, Jay, what be this? Why, you go write emails or something?
Charlie, the bills and taxes are for paying. That's why they write plenty like that, too. The movement from taxation to production, it make beans.
You read the NDC manifesto I send you. That's why you the hustle. Your mama say when he come power, he go exempt micro and small businesses from paying VAT. He also go give 2-year tax holiday to new businesses. So say them go first stand them and let top and grow better before them go start they pay corporate and personal income tax.
Charlie, that they go for me. Now I make my mind say I no go vote. But this one, dear, if I change my mind, then go vote give John Mahama.
That no be all. He's also go scrap 11 Kobe tax, emission tax, and the 10% betting tax. No, it don't be. Hey, you keep us swear. I want the tax from you. Charlie, what does Mama talk? If I talk to you everything today, what else I will talk tomorrow?
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Honey, new sabo and a pot evaporated milk. Tasty and creamy, right?
So
and a pot milk, a custard one a fine. Na so Tom Brown no rice water muswa a nice. Honey, trip now baso with the and a pot mayonnaise. Na midaya salad and a burger. Fries and a pot tasty ketchup. In the good side, coffee jollof no so made the end of you long green rice. Oh, you are. Don't forget your favorite and a chocolate milk.
Oh, more quite so.
Honey, you are sorted.
I'm in control like a pilot on Anapa Airways.
Mama,
me no.
Anapa, I can't stand it.
Just a moment.
And now power, huh?
Yeah!
Oh, yeah, Jack Macron, no more. It's you can I can sit there. Harry, you control. What clean tomato sauce I want you baby. And a sardine for box with salad here. Hey, stew and a jollof. Never to one that don't know it though. Or to that. And a bowl of ya. Or meant to bunny a doa. You want a soy sauce. Check for you, sir. Oh, more tasty. And a baked beans for the breakfast. Let's all a salad in the one. Oh, she and a tuna. We can puffle. Let's all a salad in the one. Oh, taste good. And a pan on dairy creamer. For box we so can see oats, na cremitino. You and a spaghetti. Talia Papa B. Mansunin Sijadu Re. Nafa and a prospect get in the gum. What and a Patalia no I ready for what? On you with you. So I am no so
in Krati, FDA Appendo. Payment News segment is powered by 3 Entertainment.
In entertainment news this evening, acclaimed Ghanaian producers, actress Nashoko and George Quay are on a mission to revive authentic Ghanaian storytelling through theatre. For them, theatre serves not only as a form of entertainment, but also as a potential career path for many.
So when something happens, which you cannot fathom, release this in God's hands, no matter how much he is paid.
Appreciation for theatre in Ghana is on the rise, largely due to the dedication and hard work of Ghanaian theatre professionals. Through their collaborative efforts, Image Bureau and April Productions are significantly enhancing interest in the art form.
Use theatre and the performing arts space to promote authentic Ghanaian stories, and the answer was yes. And so we immediately did a U-turn and started looking at some of our good works in theatre and literature, which we can bring back. And I think so far we are so glad that we have taken this turn to focus more on our rich Ghanaian stories, which need to be told and retold until they are not forgotten.
They view theatre not just as entertainment, but also as promising career path for many.
Theatre is the one thing that lets us see how society is growing or declining. If you want to see how your politicians are doing, you can express it through theatre without necessarily offending anyone. You want to see how your kids are growing, you can express it through theatre without necessarily offending anyone. But what's even more important is that theatre is a mirror of society. And when we say a mirror, it is the one thing that society can sit back and look at itself and know whether it is progressing or declining. We can use theatre to also curb employment issues. I mean, talent is the one thing that you don't need a degree to express. God gave each and every single one of us a talent. And for the ones that are very easily flauntable, I can say for sure that they are in the creative space. So if we can solve unemployment issues in Ghana, we can look to the arts, and theatre is one of the key places to start from.
Theatre can be an instructive tool for social change, for civic education, and in a time like this, it can help solve the unemployment issues that we are all faced with. If we have more theatre companies that are producing plays every weekend, it goes a long way to reduce the number of young people on the streets. Ghanaians are very talented. We have amazing talent in this country who are just looking for opportunities.
And that's how we bring the bulletin to an end. But the big news on the international front, at least continentally, is that the Marburg virus detected in Rwanda has killed 6 people. And the World Health Organization is keeping a close eye to see whether it's going to be a pandemic or an isolated case they can deal with. Details of that on our website, 3news.com. And that's it for the bulletin. I am Martin Asiedu Date.
And I am Aisha Yakubu Khalid. GMB is up next.